Munira Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, first of all for granting this urgent question, especially on behalf of the thousands of vulnerable children, their adoptive parents and kinship carers who rely on the Adoption and Special Guardianship Support Fund. And I declare my interest as Vice Chair of the APPG Kinship and Co-Chair of the APPG on Children. Now, I welcome the announcement we've just heard from the Minister, which none of us were expecting, because frankly, many members on all sides of the chamber have spent the last few months asking question after question and being battered away time after time that answers will be forthcoming. Yet this vital fund is there to help those most vulnerable children who have experienced the deepest trauma, and they have been those who have been looking to renew applications for this coming financial year, like the constituent who I mentioned in my question to the Prime Minister last week, have just been left hanging and in limbo. And so whilst today's announcement I am grateful for, has the Minister considered what impact that has had on those families? Because my constituent's case that I mentioned, Sarah, she said her daughter has started to regress in the period between finishing her last lot of therapy and knowing and being able to secure the next lot of therapy. Another woman contacted me to tell me she's special guardian for a child who witnessed her mother being murdered by her father, aged just 2, and has been unable to access the right level of support. The Minister mentioned the impact on providers. Purple Elephant Project in Twickenham in my constituency is desperately fundraising to continue providing support, while others are taking their support elsewhere, and therefore there are concerns whether there'll be sufficient provision. So whilst I'm grateful for the announcement today, can the Minister confirm how long that £50 million will last for, whether ministers are considering expanding eligibility criteria for the support fund to include all kinship carers, not just special guardians? I think it's the least we can do for these most vulnerable children.
Minister.
I thank the honourable member for all of her questions and her points, and I very much appreciate the concern the delay in this announcement has caused, and I recognise the potential impact on children and families, as I've already mentioned, as well as on local authorities, regional adoption agencies and providers of therapy. Under the Adoption and Children's Act 2002, there is a statutory duty for local authorities to have support services in place for adopted children, and this government very much supports that. With regard to questions around kinship carers, this support fund the plan is for this to be, this is being opened up to kinship carers as well to be able to access this funds, and that 50 million is for the year, and further information will be provided shortly about those arrangements.